Hello fam, this is 00J Love. Today today is May 8th and I want to talk to you about menopause. Menopause! Okay, I am 50 years old. My birthday is in October, so this year I'll be turning 51. I believe I became menopausal at 48. I had it confirmed this year, so it was like nothing in the tank. And I was really interested about what's out there. So for my family, I don't have a good trait of my mother to see when she was menopausal because she had certain things that started her much earlier than she normally would have had menopausal. But I wanted to talk today about certain things about as a young girl or girl growing up, you hear about hot flashes, hot flashes, hot flashes. But there are so many other things that seem not to be spoken of. So what I'm trying to find out is, I stopped taking vitamins for a while because I was just, they say 14 days you do what you're supposed to do, and then you're off routine after 14 days. So it's up to you to put it back together and pick it back up and make it go. So I'll take my vitamins like I'm supposed to, then I'll fall off, then I'll pick it back up, then I'll fall off. So I'm in the process of trying to do a skin routine with some oils that I make, like with rosemary and almond oil and olive oil and all of that, rosemary and peppermint. What I use on my hair, I just put it on my skin also and try to do a good cleansing, but I think I probably need a clean cream also, so I'll see about that. But the main thing as a child is hot flashes, hot flashes, hot flashes. So I believe my turn into definitely knowing that I was in menopause is because I was laying down watching TV one day on the couch and something just hit me, and it was like a fire within, and I was like, oh my God. I thought I had caught COVID or something. I was like, oh my God, just an internal flame. Okay, flame on. I was like the Fantastic Four with the guy that does the fire, and he says flame on. And then it gradually mellowed, and then right again, smack, bop. I said, oh, I must have it. It was like I felt like I was crawling off the couch, and I was thinking I'm gonna have to call 911, because I thought it was COVID or something. I didn't know what that was. It was an internal flame, like the death. And it might have happened one more time, or it didn't. Then it went away when I was really getting ready to get up and go to the hospital. It just went away. And so so I didn't go to the hospital, but I was like, it took me a minute to process it, but when I analyzed it, I was like, I bet that was a hot flash. And if the hot flashes feel like that, oh my God. But that was the start of knowing. So I haven't had any more like that since that first time. Praising Jesus, thank you, God. But I have had gradual ones, just little bitty ones, like a quick, like, okay, woo, okay, yeah, get that hair off my neck before it flame up, before my hair puff up and everything else. So just a gradual little one. And so, but what the mothers and aunties and whoever they don't tell you, or I miss the conversations, is I have occasional night sweats. It's not drastic, not tremendous, because I'm a light person. I'm saying I'm a skinny person, so a petite person. Also they say sleepless nights. I do pretty good on my sleeping. Sometimes if it's business, I'll wake up early, and sometimes I just need to pray. But we'll wake up early and I have to process it, and then I can go back to sleep because it's just something on my mind I'm trying to work out. But for me, what I have been dealing with and what I've been like, what's this about? What's this about? And I had to notice is last year, 2023, I did all this running. And I usually do my weights and everything. But, the middle of that, I put my weights down because I was really trying to come in first place. So I was giving it all I had to come in first place. So I was doing a lot of running. And then at the end of that year, I'm like, oh, I know I lost weight and everything. And I said, so, let me get back to my weights, pick my weights back up. Let me start, eating like I need to. But what I have noticed is I don't have cravings like I used to have. And so that's the difference. I used to have so many cravings that I just want to, I would eat. And like I said, I'm a petite like person, but I keep me some ice cream, desserts, all that stuff, and I can eat. But what I've noticed this year and this time and this season is that I don't crave like I used to crave. I don't eat quite like I used to eat. So I have to see, what's that about and what's going on. So I know that's, for me, that's one of my things is poor appetite. Another thing that I noticed, and I noticed this last year, and I've just kind of been working through it, and I was like, oh, my nails are not as strong as they normally are. I still have decent growth. I think my nails and my hair grow pretty quick, but they weren't as strong, and they seem to have broken a lot. So I had to start back taking my vitamins and trying to see. Now I can tell eyebrow thinning or the not regrowth of it or just right here on the edges. That's another thing that I've noticed. I want to talk about this as far as hair. My hair has always grown pretty fast. I know right here has changed, but I want to also talk about not only menopause, I want to talk about IVF. So I'm older. I had two of my daughters at an older age. I was 44 and 46, so I don't want to mess up on those ages. So yeah, 44 and 46. So I had to have a C-section on both of them because of various reasons. Well, I'll just say because my baby boy was 10 pounds and 8 ounces when I had him, so I had to have a C-section. His head was pretty big. I had to have a C-section. And it was a long time from that, and she said I had a lot of scarring. Anyway, I don't know. I had to have a C-section for both of my girls. They're like, if you have one C-section, they almost want to give you another C-section and another C-section and another. So anyway, because my girls weren't heavy at all. They were not heavy. And so my older daughter, when I was 44, when I had her and by C-section and IVF, because, they're giving you the additional hormones, my hair, all of this came out except for here. And then so I started doing my extra oil treatment and whatever. Now my hair has always been thin here. Since a little girl has always been thin. My mother's hair is not as thin here. My daddy have cowlicks is what we call them. So that's what it is. So, but my hair was a little bit thicker. It was a little bit thicker right here. It wasn't long or anything, but it was more hair. And so so it grew back. Nevertheless, it grew back like normal. All of this grew back like normal. 2 years later, or 18 months later, I had my other little girl, 46, and it fell out again. And again, it was IVF and chemicals and, estrogen, whatever, and I had a C-section. And they already say when you have a C-section, you go into that medicine. Someone told, I didn't research it, they said that you have a lot of hair loss. Now, we already know, because when you're pregnant and you have all these chemicals inside of you, you're going to have hair loss from the shedding from your pregnancy. But what happened is they're saying because of the C-section, you had an additional, and then because of pregnancy, IVF shots, because they gave me shots every month to make sure the baby was good, additional. So my hair was really, really dry. My hair is normally dry. My hair was really, really dry at that time after birth. And with my older daughter, I didn't touch my hair and just globs of hair. But my hair is so thick, but still globs of hair was coming out. But with my second daughter, everything had grew back, and then it came out again, but it came back slowly. And I believe I had more hair to come back, but I believe recently it's kind of thinned back out. So, just right here. And so I'm going to have to show you pictures of, I recently cut my hair and I need to show the growth of it. And I think it's been growing pretty good and pretty fast.
I tried to put these pictures according to date, but they may be out of sequence a little bit. The picture with me holding the globs of hair is when I had my last daughter, or my first daughter, this globs of hair, and it grew back. Then I cut it, and then it was growing back, and then I cut it again on this one, June 2023. And then I'm showing, I was trying to put something in my hair to show that was February 2020.
So, and I don't know about the thickness of it. My hair is naturally thick, but I think it was thicker. I do think it was thicker. I still have some hair up here I got to do. I think my hair was thicker. So nails, hair, for me, thinning here, and my hair did change here. One of my friends was like, oh, your hair is like mine. I'm like, no. This is a recent change. So I can tell right here is not as manageable as it used to be. It doesn't feel as soft, because even the back of my hair, it hasn't changed, but this did. And I think it changed because all of my hair just fell out at that time. And I think it grew back in without the estrogen and progesterone, and all those type of things. So, here's another thing. My focus. I've recently noticed my focus because I'm up here. I got to do this, that. Then I'm like, what I got to do? Or I'll switch. And I have to tell myself, listen, stay right here, focus, make sure you do this. This is important. I really have to talk to myself in my mind and complete this task and then do the next task, because I'm just a jumping. And I'm up here and I'm not prioritizing like I normally do and would. And I know that's part of this menopause. It's not just this hot flash. It's a lot of other things. Weight training. I can tell that I'm not as strong. And I you know that just like men, when their testosterone leave, they're not going to be as strong. For me, I'm not as strong. And I knew that the muscle is not just going to pop like it used to. And I tell you, when I turned 35, I noticed a slight difference. When I turned 40, every 5 years, when I turned 40, I noticed a slight difference. When I turned 40, I noticed I couldn't just, if I had picked up a little weight and I want to maintain my weight, I couldn't just drop it. I normally could do that just to maintain the weight that I want for me. And then 45, the same thing. But now here it is. This is 50 and menopausal. You see what I'm saying? So for me, weight training, my waist, I know that I'm like, okay, I can see it, but my legs look so sorry. And I'm not going to show you my legs. But so, I've always, and I guess I didn't shave under here, but I've always had like a pretty good form. But because I've been lifting weights so much, I should have more muscle than this. My back looks okay, but I just I feel more tired. And the way I am lifting weights, I would normally have more muscle than what I have. I can tell, and I'm not saying I got none of that. I'm just saying I could tell like the skin, as you get older, you could tell the tightness, firmness of my skin or not. But my legs, they suck. Oh, I was like, oh my God, I think my mother legs look better than the way mine's look, and I work out. So my legs really, really suck. Tiredness, that's another thing. I know, look, it feel like, look, it better not. Tiredness is another thing. I feel so tired. I just washed and blow dried my hair, and I was just doing my Tymo. But yeah, so I know I'm more tired. So focus, more tired, and some other things. So I do wanna. So I did look up some women on YouTube or something, and they were talking about this whim. And so I got some cumin black seed. I'm gonna make a hair oil. But they were talking. I think this is it. They were talking about this whim, and then I made a doctor's appointment because I'm gonna see about hormone replacement. You know, I need to do some research, but it's got to be better than the tiredness and the lack of strength. I mean, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't do anything, and I'm used to just throwing stuff, doing this, and I do want to say. So I'm trying these. I just got them from Amazon. This is the first time I've been doing the Spartan Race trifecta for years and years. And this is the first time that I was like, oh no, I might not even be able to do it. I'm so tired. Oh my God, this and that. And I'm not sure if, I believe it's, let me say this. My son passed. His birthday was the last day of April 30th. And so I was really feeling sad. But the other part of it is, I think also that just sadness, my strength diminishing, and just various things. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. So I'm kind of feeling like, and I'm just praying. I'm like, Lord, let me be good. Because I do them back to back. If I just had one to do, I wouldn't be so worried. And then here's the other thing. I normally run, but I have really not been running since last year. I ran so much last year. So what normally happens is I normally always lift weights all year long. And then like 6 months out, I'm like, let me start. No, excuse me. I usually run. Well, last year I did all that running and I wasn't lifting weights like I should. So last year I was like 6 weeks out. I was like, let me lift weights. So this year it's the opposite. So this year it's different. I'm like, I've been lifting weights, but I'm like, let me start running. Let me do whatever my fitness goal is to make this Spartan race, because they don't be playing. This Spartan is no joke, so, but I just have to see. But I wanted to talk about that. Some people do say, my hair, and you know how you see older women and but they're usually way older than 50. And so a lot of people, so I wanted to say IVF. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't know how many minutes I have left, but I think and it might be, I didn't look at really the effects of IVF, but one of the effects I'm going to say is you're going to menopause early, because if you think about it, you're releasing all these eggs. And especially if you didn't do just one try and you did a continuous trial on IVF. And then I want to add this to the pot. Part of it is too, because I had a DNC before I had my baby boy. So when I was 31, I think I had a DNC. And so with that DNC on one of my tubes, because I had to have a tubal, not a DNC, I had a tubal ligation. I'm so sorry. A tubal ligation, blood transfusion, and all these things. And so when I was trying to conceive after my baby boy, they were saying that I didn't have any eggs in the one ovaries. So that's a big thing that nobody talks about, and that we have to recognize this. There is a lot of IVF going on, but no one's talking about, well, when you have IVF, you're going to go into early menopausal, or you're going to be menopausal earlier, or you're going to be in the menopausal, you're going to be menopause. So that's something I really wanted to talk about, and that's the real conversation: IVF and menopause. And so, and I just haven't researched it, honestly, but I just wanted to stop by and say those things. They were on my heart and mind, and I did want to share. And there was something else, but my time is running out. Thank you so much. Let's have a conversation about it. Have a blessed day.